If you've even glanced at a newspaper lately, the Twitter meltdown has been all over it. And it's getting a lot of mixed reactions, including a lot of people leaving the site completely and advertisers turning off millions of dollars worth of ads. But the question is, should you do the same? As an advertiser and as a brand builder, the actions of others can affect you and your brand deeply. And especially as a Web3 fanatic, as somebody who's watching that Web3 space very closely, you're probably keeping a pretty close eye on this Twitter drama. So today, I'm gonna help you to make this decision, whether you should advertise on or even use Twitter, and if you do leave, what you should do with that time and money. My name is Trent Kennelly. I'm a Web3 marketing strategist, and this is the best place to learn about Web3, NFTs, and how to market it all. So that sounds good to you and you're excited, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're into it, comment to let me know which direction you're thinking of going in this situation, whether you're thinking of abandoning completely, maybe doing a little bit less, or digging in even more with Twitter. I would love to know, and let's get started. So you've probably heard this already, so let's just make sure that we have the bare bones of what's going on here. Elon Musk bought Twitter. He did it about a month ago, and he spent $44 billion for it, okay? Since then, it has been utter chaos.
Superstring theory, chaos math.
So a lot of different things have happened. He's gone back on things that were done before his tenure, such as allowing Trump back onto the platform, while, by the way, also not allowing Alex Jones back on the platform, even though the argument to let Trump on the platform was freedom of speech, and now he's saying that Trump's fake news is less important than Alex Jones's fake news, but whatever, that's beside the point. He's also making some pretty extreme statements himself, and he will mock or block anybody that doesn't agree with his worldview. And then as I'm editing this video right now, Musk has just come out with a brand new announcement that he's now going to grant a general amnesty for all suspended accounts, which is also inconsistent from anything else that he's ever said. So there's a lot of inconsistency in his messaging, which is really kind of changing the way that the algorithm is playing with people and moving people in and out of the platform. By the way, at the same time, 50 to 75% of that workforce has been fired since he took over as the CEO of Twitter. So there's a lot going on here. And that has a lot of users spooked. I mean, up to 1 million different Twitter users have left the platform since Musk took over. Then when you add in some of these other fiascos that occurred, like Musk monetizing the blue check mark and allowing anybody to become verified if they just simply pay $8 a month, which subsequently led to, among other things, Eli Lilly's stock price taking an absolute nosedive when some troll tweeted that the insulin was free through Eli Lilly at that point, and all of that has advertisers spooked because advertisers don't want to get caught out in some troll's game, and they don't want to be associated with such instability. They just don't want to deal with it. And that last part is really important here. Oftentimes, we as consumers of ads are making an association between the ad and the ad space. So take, for instance, the Super Bowl. Why is this the most coveted TV advertising in the US? Yes, it is partially because more people are watching this sporting event in the US than any other throughout the year. But it's also because the institution itself is well loved and respected in the US. More and more today, we draw clear connections between companies and the stances that they take on issues. Just look at the start of the most recent hostilities in Ukraine. We as a public expected Western companies to leave Russia in retaliation. And the companies that had their finger on the pulse, they did leave and they did it quickly. That same expectation is being applied to companies on Musk's Twitter right now. And as a result, some really big names are leaving the platform or at a minimum pausing their campaigns until the dust settles. Some examples of these companies include Balenciaga, who deleted their account entirely, Eli Lilly, probably because Twitter killed their stock price, and Playbill, among others. These are huge names, and they all come with huge budgets that they were ready to spend on Twitter, which is resulting in a huge downturn in revenue for Twitter generally. So this all raises the ultimate question. With all of this madness going on and all of these people leaving the platform, is it time for you to find greener pastures? And I'm really talking about this from two different perspectives, as a brand user and as an advertiser. As a brand user, you're talking to an audience of people that know you in some capacity or another. They're looking to you and your brand to see what next move you make. And whether you stay or go may determine whether those users continue to work with you and your brand or not. As an advertiser, you have to ask all of those same questions about appearance and brand and how people are interacting with you, as well as what these audiences are going to think when you're financially supporting the company. Because when you're paying for ads, that's what you're doing, right? Do they support you? you? Do they instead think that you should have been long gone and you shouldn't be paying for ads on this platform? It can actually hurt your brand worse if you linger in the wrong way here for too long. So what's the right answer? When should you leave the platform? Well, as with so much of marketing, the answer here comes down to simply listening to your audience. Which means the first question you have to ask is this: where is my audience now? How big is it compared to where it was a month ago? Are people generally having a bad reaction to the changes on the platform? Effectively, is your target audience still there or not? You can analyze this by not only looking at your own followers over the last month, but also those of some of the other big accounts that are out there in your niche. So if you have, let's say, 10 big accounts in your niche and all of those are showing pretty drastic reductions in followers, that's a pretty good indication that this target group is leaving the platform, and maybe it's time to think about you leaving as well. Now, since I know so many of you who follow this channel are in the Web3 and NFT spaces, I'm just going to tell you directly, most people are still around. Musk has taken particular care to ingratiate himself with these groups.
We're friends, right?
And for the most part, they're not only present, but still enthusiastic about the platform. That said, there are also people out there who have left for greener pastures in this particular target group. So it's important to keep a close lookout here because the winds are shifting very quickly. This could truly change almost in an instant. So keep an eye out, watch those followers as I mentioned. But I also want to make sure that you avoid the time sink fallacy here. So time sink fallacy is the belief that because you've put so much time, effort, and money into something that you have to see it through. Maybe you've put a lot of effort into building your community, or maybe you've built a lot of data for the ads algorithm to use. That all might make you feel like you can't stop on this platform, you're really dug in. But if your community isn't here anyway to advertise to, then what's the point? So keep an eye out. And when that community seems less engaged, it seems like there's less followers, or your ads are getting fewer reactions, it might be time to go. Which raises the question, where are the people that leave Twitter going to? Nobody's going to leave Twitter and just quit social media. Nobody does that, okay? In the years of Meta's scandals like Cambridge Analytica, we have proven to ourselves that our addiction is stronger than our revulsion. We're not going to stop using social media. That's honestly against human nature at this point. And so far, we've seen two different places that everyone has gone, which in a sense is more than two, but we'll get to that in a minute. The first is Tribal. So Tribal is kind of a Twitter clone. They have a very standard look and feel when it comes to the use cases for the platform. That includes things like posts, images, videos, comments, likes, etc. There have been some rumbles of criticism about privacy on the platform, but from what I can tell after doing some digging on my own, reading some articles, etc., there really isn't anything out there that seems to indicate that privacy is a concern other than the lengthy sign-up process, which is way more than you would normally expect to sign up for a social media site. So that's a little bit weird, but I don't see anything indicating otherwise that privacy is an issue here yet. We'll see. Now the question for you, my decentralized audience, is this: is the Web3 world there? No, I can't really see them. I mean, the fourth post I see on the cryptocurrency category is calling for crypto regulation. If that isn't someone outside the Web3 community, I don't know what is, okay? So while I think Tribal is worth watching, it just isn't totally there yet when it comes to Web3 and crypto. The other option is Mastodon. Now, Mastodon is both one single thing and an infinite number of things, because as I talk about in depth in this video, Mastodon allows you to create your own social media site in a single click. The approach here has its ups and its downs, but what it really means is that there isn't any more dancing between topics. If you're on bitcoinhackers.org, you know these people are interested in Bitcoin and by extension, cryptocurrency more generally, which means that making a case for why they should buy from you is easier as well. And look, these may be some of the more popular places people are going since Twitter's big changes started taking place, but there are a lot more, like Discord, that are taking on new users as well, which is the very nature of decentralization. I mean, Musk may have pushed this along a bit more, but decentralization has been the clear direction of the internet for a while now. So yes, it can be hard to find all your people again.
Where is everybody?
Because they're all over the place. They're scattered to the wind at this point. But finding the right places also means that advertising becomes more direct and simplified than it ever has before. You kind of have a more captive audience like that. So final thesis here, even if you're not leaving Twitter just yet, I still encourage you to check these other options out and start working on them as well. Because keeping your options open, especially right now, is vital for your long-term survival. So I hope that helped you to make a better decision. Let me know how you're feeling right now about working through Twitter or not at all, whether you're looking for the door, etc. I would love to know where your head is at. Otherwise, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're into it, and I will catch you in the next one.